Welcome back to the Fame Files. You know, we always bring you the juiciest bits from the world of entertainment, and today, well, we've got some news that has everyone squealing with delight. Peppa Pig is going to be a big sister.
And it's not just the news itself, it's how the announcement happened. Mummy Pig, a global icon, decided to go on Good Morning Britain and announce the pregnancy live on the show.
Right. No boring press release for this family. And of course, Peppa herself had to make a little appearance. She just couldn't resist seeing her mom on the telly.
It was such a cute moment. Honestly, it really captured that pure excitement of a family growing. Mummy Pig shared that she's due in the summer of 2025. So Peppa, who's 4 now, and 2-year-old George will have a new playmate soon.
Okay, but 3 little piggies running around. Sounds like a recipe for absolute muddy puddle mayhem. Even Mummy Pig said she's feeling a bit overwhelmed. Can you blame her? I mean, a lot of parents out there can probably relate to those pre-baby jitters.
For sure. But, despite those anxieties, you could tell she was just overjoyed. And Peppa, being Peppa, is already bombarding Mummy Pig with questions. Like, will the new baby, like muddy puddles, will they love dinosaurs? It's like a scene straight out of any household with a curious little preschooler.
It does make you wonder, how will a new baby shake things up in the pig family? We know Peppa and George have their moments, those little sibling spats. But they also have a really sweet bond. So now they've got to figure out how to share the spotlight with a brand new baby brother or sister.
And that brings up a really interesting point about the show itself. Peppa Pig has always resonated with audiences because it portrays family life in such a relatable way. I mean, the arrival of a new baby opens up all sorts of storylines. They can explore themes of sibling relationships, sharing, and just adjusting to big changes.
Oh, and let's not forget the comedy gold that comes with a new baby. I can already imagine the hilarious scenarios: diaper blowouts, sleepless nights, and trying to get 3 piglets into matching outfits for a family outing. Disaster waiting to happen.
Absolutely. The writers are going to have a field day with that. But I also think this new edition will allow for some really heartwarming moments, too. The bond between siblings, the way Peppa might become protective of the new baby, the joy of watching a new life unfold. There's a lot of emotional depth to explore.
Okay, before we go completely off the rails, imagining this piglet's personality, let's go back to how this announcement actually happened. It wasn't just a simple "we're expecting" on social media, right?
No, not at all. There were a few clever hints and teasers before that big reveal on Good Morning Britain. For instance, on Peppa Pig's social media, they put up this little post showing Mummy Pig, thinking back on past baby experiences, like the sleepless nights, the constant oinking. It was all very tongue-in-cheek, of course, but it definitely got fans talking.
Yeah, I remember that. And wasn't there some foreshadowing in the show itself?
Oh, yes. If you look back at some recent episodes, there were some subtle hints sprinkled here and there. Remember that scene where Peppa and George were playing mummies and daddies, and Peppa pretended to have a baby in her tummy? That was very clever. Subtle enough to not give it away completely, but enough to make people wonder.
It's those little details that make it so much fun. They really know how to keep their audience engaged. And of course, we can't forget the incredible voice actors behind those iconic characters.
Right. Morwenna Banks, the voice of Mummy Pig, and Amelia B. Smith, who took over as Peppa in 2020, are both so talented. They bring so much warmth and personality to those characters. It's what makes them instantly recognizable and relatable to people all over the world.
Their performances are such a huge part of what makes Peppa Pig so special. It's going to be so interesting to see how they handle the dynamics of a larger family within the show. How will Peppa and George's relationship with their parents change? Will there be any sibling rivalry, or will they welcome the new piglet with open arms?
These are the questions that have fans on the edge of their seats. And the timing of the announcement just adds to the intrigue. They did it right before the final episode of the current series, which airs on Mother's Day. What a perfect way to celebrate families and new beginnings.
Brilliant timing. Okay, before we get lost in fan theories and all the cultural implications of this new arrival, let's take a step back and look at the world this little piglet is coming into. The world of Peppa Pig is more than just a cartoon. It's a global phenomenon, a billion-pound empire.
The reach is honestly mind-blowing. Since it debuted in 2004, Peppa Pig has become a global sensation. It airs in over 180 territories and has been translated into over 40 languages. This new baby is being born into a world-famous family.
Imagine being born into that kind of spotlight. With all the buzz around this new arrival, I think it's worth examining what makes Peppa Pig such a global success. Why has this seemingly simple show captured the hearts of children and adults all over the world?
That's a really interesting question. Peppa Pig's success comes from a lot of factors. The simple animation, the relatable storylines, the catchy tunes. It's a formula that clearly works. It appeals to pretty much everyone.
And that formula has created a whole empire. From books and toys to theme parks and clothing lines, Peppa Pig is everywhere.
This new piglet is stepping into a world of merchandise, licensing deals, and global fame. It's amazing to see how a children's show can become a cultural phenomenon, a brand, and a powerhouse in the entertainment industry.
And it all started with a little pink pig who just loves jumping in muddy puddles. Who would have thought?
It just shows you the power of storytelling, doesn't it? Simple but relatable characters, engaging plots, and a good dose of humor can create a world that resonates with millions of people.
It really is incredible.
Yeah,
But the story isn't over yet. This new little piglet is adding a whole new chapter to the Peppa Pig saga, and we can't wait to see what happens next.
absolutely. And with that, we'll wrap up this first part of our deep dive into the exciting world of Peppa Pig and her growing family. Welcome back to the Fame Files. It's amazing, isn't it, how much this new piglet is causing a stir in the Peppa Pig fandom. People are really invested in this cartoon family.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what's so fascinating to me? The amount of analysis and theories coming from the adult fans. It's not just the kids who are excited about this new arrival.
You're right about that. There's a whole world of adult Peppa Pig fans who dissect every single episode, analyze the relationships, come up with theories. It just goes to show that the show can appeal to people on so many different levels.
Like, for example, some fans are convinced that the new piglet will be a girl. They're basing it on what Mummy Pig was wearing during that Good Morning Britain announcement. She had that pink and white polka dot dress. Some people think that's a clue.
Well, it's fun to speculate, but I do think it's important to remember that the creators of Peppa Pig are very deliberate with their storytelling. They don't just throw in random details. So whether it's a boy or a girl, I'm sure they'll introduce the new piglet in a way that makes sense for the story and fits with the show's main themes.
Speaking of themes, Peppa Pig has always been praised for how it portrays family life in such a positive light.
Right.
They deal with situations like sharing sibling rivalry and trying new things in a way that's both entertaining and educational for young viewers.
Exactly. And with a new baby joining the family, they have a chance to explore those themes even more. I mean, think about it. Peppa and George have always been the center of attention. Now they have to learn to share that attention and adjust to being part of a bigger family.
Oh, I know. I can already imagine all the funny situations the writers could come up with. Peppa trying to teach the baby how to jump in muddy puddles. George throwing a tantrum because the baby gets a new toy. Mummy Pig and Daddy Pig just trying to keep everything from falling apart. It's going to be hilarious.
Oh, the possibilities are endless. But it won't be all laughs and chaos. There will be some really sweet moments, too. The first time Peppa holds the baby or the look on George's face when he realizes he's a big brother. The whole family cuddling up for a bedtime story. These are the things that make Peppa Pig so special and relatable for people of all ages.
It really makes you wonder how this new baby will change Peppa and George. I mean, we've seen them grow and learn so much over the years.
Huh?
Will they become more responsible as older siblings? Or will they start acting out to get their parents' attention?
That's what's so interesting. This new piglet isn't just another character. It's going to change things for everyone. We might see Peppa become more caring and patient, and George could really embrace being a big brother, or he might have a hard time adjusting. Who knows?
And it's not just the kids who will be affected.
Yeah.
Mummy Pig and Daddy Pig have already been through the ups and downs of parenting. 2 little ones. Now add a newborn to the mix, and things are going to get even more hectic. And honestly, probably a lot funnier.
Oh, for sure. The writers are so good at finding the humor in everyday family life. I can only imagine the sleepless nights, the juggling act of mealtimes and naps, the never-ending baby talk. It's something that parents everywhere will relate to.
And that's one of the things I love about Peppa Pig, how it manages to appeal to such a wide audience. You have the little kids who love the bright colors, the songs, the simple stories. And then you have adults who find themselves laughing along with the clever dialogue and the subtle jokes about being a parent.
It's not easy to create something that everyone can enjoy, something that appeals to people of all ages and backgrounds. It really speaks to the universality of the show's themes and how skilled the creators are at making characters and stories that resonate with a global audience.
It's incredible. And with this new baby, I think the show has the potential to connect with even more people, maybe even spark conversations about things like sibling rivalry, family dynamics, and the challenges and rewards of having a bigger family.
That's such an important point. This new character isn't just about adding another cute piglet to the mix. It's a chance for the show to explore family life in more depth, to show different types of families, and to make the show even more relatable for people all over the world.
It's mind-blowing when you think about how popular Peppa Pig is around the world. It's aired in over 180 countries, translated into 40 languages, and it's created a multi-billion-dollar industry. This little piglet is coming into a world of international fame.
It just goes to show the power of simple storytelling. A pink pig, her family, and their everyday adventures have captured the hearts of millions of people.
But it's not just about simplicity. There's a real warmth, a sense of humor, and a genuineness to Peppa Pig that goes beyond cultural differences. It's a show that celebrates the joy of being a kid, the importance of family, and the power of imagination.
And with this new baby, I think we'll see those themes explored even more deeply. I can't wait to see how the show handles this new dynamic, how the characters change, and what kind of adventures are in store for the pig family.
Me neither. And that's why everyone is so excited. This new piglet marks a whole new chapter in the Peppa Pig story, and we're all eager to see what happens next. Welcome back to the Fame Files. We've spent the last two parts chatting about Peppa Pig's growing family, from that adorable announcement to all those fan theories about this new little piglet. But there's something else we could talk about. The cultural impact of Peppa Pig and what this new baby could mean for the future of the show.
You're absolutely right. Peppa Pig is way more than just a kid's show. It's a global phenomenon. It's been praised for showing family life in such a positive light, celebrating diversity, and even starting conversations about important social issues.
It is amazing how a show with simple animation and what seem like straightforward stories can have such a big impact. How do you think that happens?
It's all about relatable storytelling. Peppa Pig focuses on things that everyone goes through, like sibling relationships, family dynamics, and growing up. These themes connect with audiences no matter how old they are, what their culture is, or their background.
And now with a new baby on the way, it's like a whole new opportunity to explore those conversations even more deeply.
You got it. This new piglet could represent a whole new family structure, a different culture, or even a child with special needs.
Right. Representation really matters, especially in media for kids. It lets children see themselves in the stories they watch and makes them feel like they belong. Peppa Pig has already done a great job showing different kinds of families and backgrounds. So this new baby is a chance to do even more to show what the real world looks like.
Yeah, it's exciting to think about the possibilities. What if the new baby challenges typical gender roles? Or maybe you'll see the pig family learning about another culture or celebrating a new holiday. The writers can use this new character to talk about important topics like diversity and inclusion, and they'll be reaching a global audience.
And let's not forget about the show's biggest fans, the little kids. Seeing Peppa and George learn how to be good siblings can be really helpful for kids who are going through the same thing in their own families.
It definitely normalizes those feelings that come with a new baby, like feeling jealous or excited or even confused. And seeing the pig family adapt to all these changes can be a good example for little ones learning how to share, be understanding, and be patient.
One thing I really appreciate about Peppa Pig is how it deals with tough family stuff, but in a way that's funny and sensitive. They don't shy away from the messy parts of family life, but they always do it in a way that feels reassuring and sweet for kids.
I agree. Whether it's Peppa sharing her toys, or George learning to use the potty, or Mummy and Daddy Pig trying to keep things under control, the show makes these everyday challenges relatable and even funny for both kids and parents.
I think adding a new baby is going to make it even more relatable.
Sure.
Think about all the sleepless nights, the diaper explosions, the never-ending baby babble. It's a universal experience for parents, and I know the writers will find hilarious ways to put that into the show.
Yeah, I can already see it happening. Peppa trying to teach the baby how to snort like a pig, George getting jealous because the baby is getting all the attention. Mummy Pig and Daddy Pig just desperate for a good night's sleep. Pure comedy gold.
It's going to be so funny. But even with all the laughs, we can't forget what Peppa Pig is really all about. It's about love and family. And this new baby, while definitely bringing some chaos, will ultimately bring the family closer and give us even more of those heartwarming moments.
You're right. I can picture it now. Peppa holding the baby for the first time, George making the baby laugh, the whole pig family all snuggled up together for a bedtime story, those moments of connection and love. That's what makes Peppa Pig so special.
And those moments connect with people everywhere. Whether you're watching Peppa Pig in England, China, or the US, it's all about family love and laughter. That's what makes Peppa Pig so magical. It's a show that captures what it's like to be a kid and have a family, no matter where you come from.
It really is incredible that a cartoon about a pink pig and her family can make such a difference all over the world. It shows you how powerful storytelling can be, how important it is to see yourself represented in the stories you watch, and how much people love characters that feel like family.
Well said. And as we wait for this new piglet to arrive, I think it's a good time to celebrate everything Peppa Pig has done. It's a show that has brought so much joy, laughter, and important life lessons to millions of kids and families around the world.
So true. And with that, I think it's time to wrap up our deep dive into this exciting news about Peppa Pig's growing family. Thanks for joining us. It's been fun.
It really has. And don't forget to tune in to the last episode of the current season. It's airing on Mother's Day, and that's when we'll finally meet the newest member of the pig family. Till then, keep on jumping in those muddy puddles.